This is Optimal Startup Daily, episode 112, Doubt, by Elana Miller of ZenPsychiatry.com. And welcome. This is, of course, Optimal Startup Daily, where I read to you from some of the best blogs on entrepreneurship. And we love to get feedback from our listeners. So if you have an idea for a future show, a topic, or maybe a blog that you read that you'd like to hear in audio form, we'd love it if you'd share that idea with us by visiting oldpodcast.com. That's OLDpodcast.com. And now, as we're in a fresh new year, if you own a startup, why not get a fresh start and switch to better payroll? We use Gusto, and we recommend that you do too. Gusto wasn't just built for small businesses. It was built for the people behind them. Their online payroll is so easy to use. Gusto can automatically calculate paychecks and file all your payroll taxes, which means you have more time to run your business. Plus, Gusto does way more than payroll. Gusto helps with time tracking, health insurance, 401ks, onboarding, commuter benefits, offer letters, access to HR experts. You get the idea. It's super easy to set up and get started, and 3 out of 4 customers say they run payroll in 10 minutes or less, our Optimal Living Daily team included. And say you're moving from another provider, they can transfer all your data for you. It's no surprise 94% of customers are likely to recommend Gusto. And here's the best part. Because you're a listener, you get 3 months totally free. All you have to do is go to gusto.com/OSD. Again, that's gusto.com/OSD, and I am telling you, you're going to love Gusto. Get started today. gusto.com/OSD. Now, I have a brand new author being featured on the show today, and I'll tell you about Dr. Elana right after the reading. So for now, let's get right to it as we optimize your life. Doubt, by Elana Miller of ZenPsychiatry.com. I've talked before about how I'm working diligently on my 4-hour workweek muse. More on that later. What I didn't emphasize before was the doubt that has come along with this project. Since I've started affiliate marketing and building websites, I've been reading a lot of online business blogs. I came across a post on the blog Freedom Ideas with an image that describes the author's progress making money online. I want to point out a couple things about the graph. First of all, this guy makes over $8,000 a month now, most of it passive income, meaning he doesn't need to keep actively putting in work to get the paycheck. Not too shabby. Second, he made almost no progress in his income for the first 15 months. What do you imagine he was thinking for those first 15 months, putting in so much effort with so little return? Do you think he wondered if he was on the wrong path? Do you think he ever wanted to give up? Do you think he ever felt doubt that success was coming? I'm sure the answer is yes. It's easy to see in retrospect that the effort was worth it. But obviously when you're in the thick of it, you don't know what's coming. What separates someone who keeps trying long enough to succeed from someone who gives up far too early? The person who succeeds is the one with the unwavering ability to continue on a path in the face of doubt. In the Buddhist philosophy, doubt is considered one of the 5 hindrances along the path to enlightenment, along with desire, anger, boredom, and restlessness. It is said that before the Buddha became enlightened, each hindrance visited him, tempting him to give up on his path. Each hindrance was challenging, but doubt was the most insidious. This is because doubt works underneath your skin, integrating itself into your thoughts to the point where you don't realize it's the enemy and instead start to believe it. This concept applies to goals where the path is uncertain. Do you want to quit your job, find a relationship, make a drastic move, take on a new challenge? You're going to feel doubt any time you take action and don't know the outcome. You'll wonder if you're doing things right, if you should just give up, if it will be too hard, etc. Let's take the example of finding a relationship. I know a lot of people, and myself, might I add, when I was single, who struggle with doubt that they will ever meet someone. They look in their past and see a bunch of missteps and painful breakups and imagine that that's what their future looks like too. But actually, the path looks similar to the first image of this post. Every relationship ends until you find one that doesn't. The doubt you feel in the meantime is not a sign that things won't work out in the end. Sure, you don't know how it will happen or when, but if you put your energy and effort in the right place and fight through the doubt, you will get what you want. This is true for almost everything. So this brings me to my new business project. I really haven't made too much progress since my last update. No more sales and a minuscule amount of traffic to my site, although I do have 3 pages ranking on the first page of Google for their respective keywords. But I'm going to keep going. Some friends of mine recently quit their jobs, one as a lawyer in a big firm, to move across the world to Kathmandu. They are kicking ass right now, living a life I wish I could live. My version takes place in Nicaragua. I'll get there someday. But don't you think they doubted taking such a big step off of a traditional path? Wouldn't it have been a mistake to have let doubt stop them from taking such a potentially life-changing step? Don't mistake doubt for a sign that you will fail, because you will feel doubt any time you're going along an uncertain path. Doubt is an obstacle you need to pass before you can find success. It is a hindrance on your own path to enlightenment. If you are doing something hard, you will doubt everything: your abilities, your knowledge, your luck, the specific path you've chosen, even your final goal. You will be afraid of making mistakes, and that fear may make you move so cautiously that you don't make any real progress. You may forget that mistakes are inevitable and not really mistakes if you do the best you can with the knowledge you have at the time. Imagine a plane that makes constant small course corrections on the way to its destination. Like the plane, you can be going in the wrong direction 90% of the time and still end up at the right place. So anyway, do I doubt I'll be successful at this project and with my eventual goal of freeing myself from the necessity of work for work's sake? Constantly. But I try not to believe the narrative of my doubt. And really, if a person wants something with every fiber of their being, they usually find a way to get it. You just listened to the post titled Doubt by Elana Miller of ZenPsychiatry.com. And I'll tell you about Elana in a minute, but first, thank you to Skillshare for sponsoring this episode. This year, give a gift of exploration and knowledge to both yourself and others. Get creative and learn how to make 2021 your best year yet. Explore your creativity at Skillshare.com/OSD and get a free trial of premium membership. Skillshare is an online learning community that offers membership with meaning. There are so many topics to explore, including marketing, illustration, entrepreneurship, and much more. As a freelancer, it's been helpful to learn about bookkeeping. I took a Skillshare class called Bookkeeping for Freelancers: How to Handle Your Finances, which is just a great resource if you're new to freelancing or starting a business. Skillshare is also incredibly affordable. An annual subscription is less than $10 a month. For the price of 2 cups of coffee, you get access to a plethora of learning resources wherever you go. Besides learning professional skills, you can also learn ways to improve yourself and improve your business. So explore your creativity at Skillshare.com/OSD and get that free trial of premium membership. That's 2 weeks free at Skillshare.com/OSD, and I've got that linked in this episode's description. And thank you to Elana. She's a psychiatrist based out of Los Angeles who has been through quite a lot. She graduated from Harvard in 2004, took 2 years to travel and study in Mexico, did clinical research at Stanford, studied medicine at USC, and did her residency in psychiatry at UCLA. Unfortunately, in 2013, she was diagnosed with cancer, stage 4 lymphoma, and her treatment would be 3 years of chemotherapy. She completed that in 2016, and she returned to residency and started her own private practice in psychiatry. Then in August of 2019, her cancer unexpectedly relapsed with a worse prognosis, and she'd have to have a stem cell transplant. She went through with it, and we're so happy to hear that she has gone back into remission. So all of us here at the Optimal family are wishing her all the best and thanking her for letting us share her wonderful work across all of our podcasts. And she frequently writes about personal development, so you can hear more stories on the podcast Optimal Living Daily, and hopefully her story can bring some gratitude into your life. So with that, have a great rest of your day. I thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you tomorrow as usual, where your optimal life awaits.